Welcome to another solo travel vlog. This time we're headed to beautiful New York City. We'll be boarding the Carnival Venezia for the Melanin at Sea group cruise tomorrow, and so we get to spend one day in the city and explore. I'm really excited to share this with you guys because I knocked some items off my bucket list, so stay tuned. After seeing so many movies about New York, and of course being a Law and Order fan, I was a little afraid of the city. I thought that it would just really overwhelm me and that there was just so much going on, but I actually flew into JFK and everything was fine. The airport was pretty, it looked good, and I even took the subway. So the way that I started doing this was because when I was looking for a lift to get from the airport to my hotel, it was over $100. And y'all know I'm all about budgeting. So I decided to try the train for $12 and it worked out perfectly because my hotel was directly across the street from the station. So I decided to stay in the Sheraton New York Times Square. You guys will find out why in another video where I talk about my budget tips for this, but it ended up working out perfectly. Great location, directly across the street from Times Square, and really from everything you would want to do. It was the taxis and people outside for me. Like people everywhere, just walking, just packed streets. It was literally everything that I saw on TV. You can't be in New York and not get pizza. So I ran up on the first pizza place I found, which was Radio City Pizza. Now this pizza was really, really good. I know it probably isn't as good as like the hidden spots that would be in the neighborhoods, but we wasn't going there. I don't know New York like that. So I decided to get some garden pizza and buffalo chicken. And that garden pizza was everything. It's right there in the corner. So it tasted so fresh. It's just like the crust is just... I don't know, you can't even describe it. Like, it wasn't oily, it was just like, it tastes so pure. I guess that's the best way to put it. Next, it was time to head towards my bucket list item, which was Summit One Vanderbilt. You guys are going to see that a little bit later, but as I was walking, I saw Rockefeller Plaza, and I got so excited because it just reminded me of the Today Show where they say live from Rockefeller Plaza. So it was so exciting to just kind of walk up on it and not know that I was about to see it. So I was like completely over. So the next thing we saw was the Grand Central Station, and I actually saw this by accident. So I walked in there thinking that was the Summit, which is where I was trying to go, but it actually was like a huge train station, and there was just a lot going on. There was a food hall, pretty cool to see. Not really what I was expecting to see though. So this is where we're heading. That tall building, that's Summit One Vanderbilt. It was built at the end of 2020, and it's basically like a touristy stop where you can see the entire city from there. I have been looking at pictures of this place on Instagram and just dreaming of the chance to go. So if I did nothing else in New York, I knew I had to do this. When you first arrive, they make you put these little shoe covers on, and you guys will see why in a second. But this thing is a whole experience from the moment you walk in. So you start off by taking pictures, and then you get into an elevator that does this. That elevator is actually 60 something floors, and so once you get off, you arrive here in this glass room where you can see the entire city of New York. It's such an experience being a first timer, and so you get to bring your phone and lay on the ground and take all types of strange pictures. This one was a lot when you first got in because you see the glass and you see so many people, so it was kind of weird just trying to find a spot to take photos. But my favorite area was this one with the balloons. This is the one that I saw on everybody's video, and I was like, I have to go there. I actually did not bring my tripod this time because I didn't feel like walking and holding it, and so I actually had to prop my phone up against the screen, but it worked out perfectly because I got some good footage with the balloons, and I actually found some people to take photos of me. So the next area was called Air, and once you got there, you had like this little airy background behind you, and you could take pictures on this step that looked like you were standing in the middle of nowhere. So very amazing experience. I got some great photos, and this is a definitely must do if you visit New York. So the final floor of the experience is a rooftop bar where they offer small meals and drinks, and you know we love a good rooftop bar. So once I got up there, I had them to make me one of the signature drinks. Now I can't remember the name of this drink, but they sold me on blue and cotton candy, and so just imagine sipping on you a nice drink with this view. Amazing. There are plenty of seating areas there, so I just took in the views for a moment, sipped my drink, and then it was time to head back to the room. Alright guys, so it's 5 p.m. so we're about to head to the Westin, which is where the Melanin at Sea group is meeting up for kind of a pre-cruise like meet and greet type deal. So we're probably gonna grab a drink, get to see some of Times Square, and see who we're gonna be cruising with tomorrow. I am so freaking excited to meet everybody and just kind of see who's gonna be on this cruise. I'm hearing it's like 300 of us, which is crazy. So it should be a really good time. We should meet a lot of really good people, but let's get some views and see what it's like over at the Westin. One thing about New York is New York was New Yorking in Times Square. You can hear the sirens, you can hear the horns blowing. It was such a movie. We have arrived at the Fundry Bar inside of the Westin Hotel. This is where everyone was just kind of sitting around and having small plates and drinks and getting to know each other better before we cruise tomorrow. I saw quite a few familiar faces, but I was most excited to see Shay, whose YouTube is Shay Monique. Be sure to check her out if you haven't. After leaving the meetup, it was time to head back to the room, but not before stopping for what? Pizza! I literally ate nothing but pizza the entire time I was in New York. This place wasn't as good as the first one. I should have gone back to the Radio City place because that garden pizza was everything. But when I saw this line, I was like, yeah, we're gonna stop here. Next up was a quick stop at Junior's restaurant because I had to find out why P. Diddy made them folks walk to go get that cheesecake. So we stopped for dessert, had some cheesecake, and I decided to have, it's like a devil's food chocolate. It was like super chocolatey, lots of like stuff going on with it. It was good, but I was like, I mean, you know, I'm a cheesecake person, and it just wasn't doing it for me with the flavor. Maybe it's the kind I got. I probably should have tried the plain too. I decided to sit outside of Junior's in Times Square and take in the views and enjoy my cheesecake. After that, it was time to head back to the room because we need to get some rest because tomorrow is embarkation day on the Carnival Venezia. I will see you guys back for day 1. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Bye!